And welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond, and we have been burdened with glorious purpose to review the season finale of Loki Season 2. Kyle, yes or no, is this the best Marvel thing you've seen today?
Today, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, good. Because we did see the Marvels today as well.
That's not a shit on the Marvels. It's not that bad.
It's not. But this was fucking spectacular. It's been a long time since I felt like had goosebumps watching some at Marvel. Or spoilers, by the way. Better late than never, I suppose.
I mean, you've shown Kang from the first season here, so I mean, it's kind of like, ooh.
I'm gonna put spoilers in the title.
Okay.
But I know it's. Let's start at the end and work our way back, like this episode. Fuck it. Well, look, he's just walking through that temporal loom and just grabbing all them dead branches and just carrying them up to his throne. Like you said when we was watching it, it's so godly.
It is. I just don't understand what the fuck was going on in that final bit with Loki going through. I mean, where does that leave Loki as the character then? Because it's like
He will be sat on that throne until they go and get him in Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars.
Okay,
100%.
But what is he doing? Because I get he has powers, like tricking powers, but I don't think he has.
He's protecting the timelines. He's using his god energy. That's what we're calling it.
That's the thing that kind of like I'm a bit like because he has a lot of just illusion power, and it's there's no real force to it.
I think in the films we didn't see half the power that he has, and then in the show they started showing a bit more here and there.
I felt like in season 1 they were showing less.
He was weak in fistfights for some reason when he should have been just throwing fools. But yeah, no, I think they were showing more and more power with him.
I'll say this. I just want to get this out of the way, right? I like the ending. I don't really understand it. It wasn't explained too well, to be completely honest. I like the idea of him being the one who sits at the end of time, but I thought with it being a time travel show, I felt like it would have been great if it ended on a sort of this now ends in a loop instead of like breaking the loop.
Well, it
kind
would
of
go
thing.
in that way.
Well, yeah, it was.
But
I know, but I'm saying it. He does break it. Okay, they're doing something different. I just don't think it explained itself well. I'll say that. Everything in the episode was pretty good. The whole, going back to He Who Remains and he knowing
that
this.
conversation was fucking great. Performances all round in this episode were great.
But like I said, it just didn't really explain itself too well. Like, so Loki has so much power that he can just walk through and grab these timelines. It's like, well, I mean,
Well, if there was a physical thing in front of him and there was dead branches, and he seems to be putting life into them, and
right.
but he's got this power now, so maybe that's something to do with it. His new power that he got.
Listen, right? We know it's a problem of them not explaining things when you can't even explain it to me. We know it's then it's like this is a bit.
Well, it's got to be something to do with his new power.
It must be, but I'm just like, it's not explained very well, and this is the big problem I have with the multiverse. It's not explained well at all. Like they don't explain how it like in the Flash when Batman's explaining it. He explained that better than how they've done it for the entire MCU because there's direct rules and lines of how this works. In this, it's like what's the difference between dimensions and universes and timelines? Like they don't. There's no real.
Yeah. Well, you've been hung up on that for a while though, but getting back into the episode,
I am getting into the episode. This still doesn't help explain this.
I,
And Kang is a
I,
big
f-
part of it.
I think it is something to do with his new power. That's why he's able to do it. That's why, even you said when we was watching it, he was like, I don't know what I'm watching, but this is fucking badass.
It was. But I'm still looking for that answer of just a simple answer of like, oh, this is what they mean by
I
it.
think we'll get answers, just not right away.
It looks cool. I like where it's left off, even though I can't really explain it. It's like if you go off and try to explain this to someone how it ends, it's like you couldn't.
Loki
Uh,
saves the timeline by grabbing all the dead timeline branches. He sits on his throne and he uses his newfound powers to breathe life into these timelines.
it just feels it's like yeah, he got these powers to travel through time, but I mean he's got that because it's all green. All those timelines light green, so that's from Loki's just his general like power. Um, I don't
What
know,
else is
man.
green?
What the time stone?
You saying green then?
Green.
Green, yeah.
What about it?
You just made fucking.
What?
You just made me think about that.
What?
What you just said.
What do you mean?
You made me think about the time stone. Is that a Kyle original?
What do you mean? I don't know what the fuck. You're doing something unexplainable now. What the fuck are you on about?
Are you saying that it's all that's why the time stone's green because Loki controls time?
I mean, it could be, but the stones were created before time or at the start of time, weren't they?
But we
Or at the
don't know
start of the
when
universe.
this time takes place. It's all
I mean, you know, cool. It's green. It could that could be then what's to do with the time stone. I, again, I like this episode. I like the whole Kang. Well, it's he who remains. I like the conversation. I like that there's they go into a loop and he's now centuries. He's gone centuries.
oh yeah, the beginning of the episode where he is just going back in time over and over and over again. And he says
Yeah,
to Obi, he's like, right, let's say I need to learn everything that you know about quantum mechanics or something like that. And he goes, it'd take decades. And then
yeah.
Victor Timely's like, it'd take centuries. And then centuries later.
I thought that was brilliant. I'm
Yeah.
I'm glad they did that. Like that's something I'm fine and
It
happy
felt
with.
so Doctor Who.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I've not watched much Doctor Who, but yeah. Um, Again, everything's great in the episode. The ending's visually pleasing and it looks fantastic. I just would have liked a bit more explanation to what the fuck is going on. And then this episode would have been near perfect for me. That's
Yeah.
all.
I just loved it. And then it forms the life tree at the end, Idrisil, from like Norse mythology and stuff like that, which fits so well with his character. I said to you before, because we watched this, we had 5 minutes and then we left the house and went to the cinema and watched the Marvels. But I says to you on way down, it's like, Loki now has done the most heroic and selfless act in the MCU. You know, obviously there's Tony Stark's snap. I'd say that maybe comes second to what Loki did. People are going to be annoyed. But Tony gave his life. Yeah, he's dead. It's over. Loki's going to sit there for what he probably thinks is eternity. Forever. So, I'd rather it be over quick than
He's like he who remains, but at the same time, he's like he is everything.
yeah, and he can see the timelines as well because he has a smile on his face when he's and and you hear it echo through what Mobius says when they're speaking about Loki, saying it's weird that he's not here. Him and Sylvie. But yeah. Who's probably a standout character then from the season as a whole? Now that we've got through it all.
Mobius, I think it's pretty much a given. I'm just glad they continue with that character. He Who Remains, or just Kang as a general character, this is including the variants, was great. Obviously, you had the new characters that were introduced, like
Bobby.
fantastic.
Ouroboros, yeah.
Yeah, all great characters. Just all stood out really well, and I think that's great that the show can do that while retaining that Loki is the main character.
Yeah, no, definitely.
We didn't get much Sylvie this season round.
No, we didn't, and she felt like such an integral part of the first season. But I think her integral part of the first season was kill He Who Remains.
Yeah, and there wasn't much in the way of like showing any variants of Loki or anything, which
No.
I don't feel like it needed it, but it would have been cool to see like another Tom Hiddleston Loki just there somewhere.
Yeah, spend a little time on Asgard or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and the music when he's walking towards the temporal loop, that was fucking great. I've always thought the music in Loki were great. Even the Loki and Sylvie theme, where it's like something like that. I don't know. I've always thought that were great as well. But yeah, where do you think now? Where do you think we're going to see Loki next?
Probably Secret Wars.
Secret Wars.
Probably.
Where do you think we're going to see Mobius next?
Well, rumored to be in Deadpool 3.
Which,
but...
after this episode, it's like, well, he stepped away from it, but he might go back.
I think it's more of like he stepped away just to watch and just to not experience it firsthand. I still think he is a part of the TVA.
He's like that Theo Von meme, anyway, where he's like, you ever just watch a family through the window? I watch a family all night. But it's his own family, so it's all right. But yeah,
this isn't like criticizing it as a whole for a show, but when they have timelines, the whole thing of this show is time and other universes and cracking this open and Kang and He Who Remains. I felt like we should have gotten a little bit of an explanation to the rules of how this works. That's my one thing I wish that was in this.
Yeah. Well, I know you always get frustrated with things if they don't explain it, which is understandable.
Yeah.
It's, because it's not that you're a dumb person. You just really like to know how things work. And then you can wrap your head around it a bit better. I feel like I've just insulted you there, but I didn't want to. What I'm trying to say is you're very curious.
No, I think I just like a little bit of just because, as dumb as it sounds, yeah, it's fiction and they kind of just make this shit up and it's science fiction, but there is still some rules to it.
Yeah.
There's still a bit of like a line you can follow and you can, it's nice to have that thing there to keep it in line in a sense. It's not like, in Avengers, they used all the stones when they snap, and it can really hurt somebody. Same with it hurts Hulk, but he heals pretty well. It kills Tony, but it hurts Thanos. There's a bit of rules there. There's rules with these stones. It's not like they can snap them, and and there's rules to how the stones work. With this, there is no rules with the multiverse at the moment. It's just kind of.
I think that's it. There's infinite possibilities.
Yeah, but I'm just like, in Shang-Chi then, when they go off to that other universe, is that because the multiverse is open, or is that just there's another like universe on top of it kind of thing?
I think we'll figure it out in time. I think universe is like somewhat like another world with another Earth and stuff like that, and then like It's like little dimensions or something.
If that's the case, and then I'm happy with that. They just need to really explain that a bit better.
Yeah. No.
Because the thing that really annoys me is because in the first Doctor Strange film, there's like infinite realities and stuff like that. Well, that's the multiverse then, isn't it? That's not other dimensions, really. It's other
Well, no,
realities.
she says we draw energy from other dimensions.
But she does also say that from like there's infinite realities. So it's just that word, you know, it just like you need to differentiate what's what kind of thing. If there's multiple dimensions in one universe, okay, I'm happy with that. And there is multiple universes with their own dimensions, I am fine with that. If that's how they're doing it, I'm all up for that. But until they explain it, it's just kind of whatever's whatever.
Yeah, no. But do you want to give us a quick, before we go, a quick episode of season 2 ranking?
No,
like what order you put them in?
I can't put them in order. Last week's was probably the weakest. I'll say that. This was the best.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely 5 in the last spot, 6 in the top spot. 3 were great, 2 were great, 1 was great, 4 was pretty fucking good as well.
I think I like 1 as my second favourite.
Yeah, do you know what? I'd second that. I would second 1, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I put 4. Then 3, then 2, then 5. But yeah, I think though, after Endgame, looking at it as the whole picture now, the whole story they wanted to tell, Loki season 1 to Loki season 2, this is probably the best story they've told after Endgame. Not the best thing they've done, but story, I think it's the best story they've told after Endgame. And like I said, you're a massive fan of Loki season 1, so do you think season 1's better, or do you think season 2's better? Because I think season 2's better.
I think it's better, but just by a smidge.
Yeah, and like I say, I cannot wait to do my rewatch now of watching it all as one. That's going to be great. But yeah, we've been Movies and Beyond. Kyle's getting pretty tired, so let's get out of here. Loki season 2, what you rating it out of 10?
8.5.
I'd go 8.5 as well. Right, thank you everybody for watching. Like the video, subscribe the video, share the video, subscribe the Kyle. Say bye, Kyle.
Bye.
Bye. Watch our other videos down here. Click on one. There's probably some Marvel related.
See if you can find the Starfield review.
Yeah. That's your next challenge, find the Starfield review. But Kyle's doing an Assassin's Creed Mirage review.
I mean, good luck finding it, because, fucking didn't do it.
Shut up, Kyle, you bitch.